everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve, and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last build, we went video game when we built a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. Now if you missed that build, we're going to include the link to our channel's homepage in the description below so you can go and check out Keyblade or any of our other super cool builds that you might have missed. Now for this build, we're going to go sci-fi. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Check it out. That's right, Captain Scarlet's Pistol. Now listen, if the only captains that you know are Kirk, America, and Crunch, then it's time you met the Captain. The Captain doesn't play, and neither does his pistol. There he is, the Captain, with his trusty pistol, post-firing, by the way, with smoke billowing out of the barrel. And that's what we're gonna build right there. So, this episode, making an EVA foam Captain Scarlet's Pistol, part 1. We're gonna begin building this bad boy. And if you wanna build along with us, we have a template, so we'll include the link to our storefront in the description below. So if you want to pick up a template and build along with us, you can. And if you don't, that's cool too. So, if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, there we go. That's how simple our Captain Scarlet's Pistol is. That easy. We've got the usual different thicknesses of foam. We've got as thin as 2mm here. We go up to probably 8-ish. Here we've got the big inch thick foam. Here we've got the 2-inch thick that we're gonna shape our barrel out of. And then we've got a 1/4 inch here for the trigger. And we're gonna be using a little piece of a foam dowel as well that's gonna come off the back end of the barrel. So there it is. That easy. Now we're gonna begin cutting everything out. All right, we used our box cutter for all the straight cuts. Now we're gonna come in and cut this curve with our X-Acto knife. And you've seen us do this before. We're going to stand the knife straight up, pivot the knife around just like that. Perfect. There's our trigger. Okay, now what we have done is we've drawn some guidelines here, and the reason we're doing that is both of these pieces need to be beveled. There needs to be a bevel on the two sides of each of these. So we're going to tip our knife sideways, just like this, and we're gonna, just like that. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna spin this around, and we're going to go through just like that. And we're going to cut straight, cut straight. Now what we've done is this. See that? All right, look at that. Now we have a side piece to our pistol. It's gonna have a bevel on the top edge and a bevel on the bottom edge. Very nice. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. All right, there we go, check it out. Bevels on both sides, just like that. Nice and easy. All right, here we go. Now we've lowered our guard to just about a 1/2 inch above our foam. And now we're gonna take these pieces on the bandsaw and we're gonna knock them out. All right, now we're gonna raise up our guide a little higher because we're gonna come in with the 2-inch thick piece of foam. We're going to cut this first, then we're going to roll it over, and we're going to cut this piece. Okay, now we cut this side. Now we're going to transfer the template to this side and cut it again. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to cut that. All right, there we go. There's all our pieces cut out on the bandsaw. We've got our handle. We're going to have our body piece that's going to go on the top. We're going to have this piece that's eventually going to attach to the top of here. We're going to have our barrel that we're going to work on. All right, it's starting to come together. All right, we're going to start assembling our body. So we're going to heat seal it. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes before we make contact. All right, now we're going to come in. We want our edge flush, just like that. There we go. Now that's laid down flush. We're going to line our edge up all the way down the piece like that. See how we're taking our time? Now we're keeping the other side lifted up because we don't want to stick that down yet. And I'll show you why. Alright, there it is, all lined up nice and flush. Now we're going to come around to this side and we're going to make sure that we line up along the edge. So we're going to bend it over like that. Alright, there we go. See that? We've got it flush on the edge, flush on that edge, flush down this edge, and flush down there. So it's perfectly fitting around all sides. Very nice. Now we're going to come in and we're going to line up our edge just like that all the way down. All right, check that out. There is the body of Captain Scarlet's pistol. Notice we have everything lined up, flush edges all the way around. Very nice. All right, there we go. Now we're going to be making a cut on here before we attach this piece. All right, now we're taking our template and we're going to knock that out real quick over on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. Check that out. Nice. Now this is going to come in and it's going to fit right on there perfectly. Ooh, look at that. And then this is going to come in perfectly right there. Wow, is that cool? And you could be making all of these cuts that we made with your box cutter. You don't have to have a bandsaw. We could have easily made these cuts just like that. No problem, as long as your knife is sharp, but since we have a bandsaw, we're using it. Same thing here. We could have cut all of these cuts with the box cutter, but then it would have been difficult in this corner. And the X-Acto knife is probably not long enough, so there are times like this corner where it does pay to have a bandsaw. So if you can somehow squeeze out the $120 or so and get yourself a bandsaw, if you're going to be building a lot of props, man, that thing is the best thing you'll ever buy. But looking good, everything's going together nicely. Bam and bam. Zowie, that's cool. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to hit these edges with the Dremel just to slightly round them off. All right, there we go. Slightly round edges just around here. We're going to get our heat gun out. We're going to seal it. Very nice. There we go. Just be careful, use the edge of your brush. We're going to get right in this middle section, just like that. Give it a few minutes and then bam, contact. All right, here we go, super easy. Now we don't have to even draw guidelines because this is 1 inch thick and this centerpiece is 1 inch thick and you can see the edge of it right there. So we're going to come in carefully up here at the front. We're going to line it up flush at the front. We're going to follow our piece down just like that. We're going to all right, make sure we got contact everywhere, which it looks like we do. And holy smokes, look at that. That is cool. Look at those nice edges. We've got the bevel here and here. We've got this little recess. Man, is that nice. Very cool. All right. All right, now we're going to get our Dremel out again. We're going to go all the way around the edges of the handle, and don't forget, don't Dremel without your dust mask. We're going to get our heat gun going. We're going to seal this. All right, there we go. We've got a soft round edge around there. Looking good. Foam's tightened up real nice. Wow, look at that. We're going to come in and we're going to stick that right there. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. Line our piece up at the front, just like that. And we're going to come right down our inch seam, just like that. Oh, yeah. And that's going to go there. That's going to attach. Man, check that out. That is so cool. Wow. Really simple build so far. You're seeing how easy this is. This is crazy easy. And now we're going to come in. Let's see, how does this go? Right in here. We're going to come in here. We're going to pop the trigger in there. So we're going to make a mark, a center mark. All right, there we go. Let's get down here at the bottom so we don't see that X-Acto mark. All right, now we're going to come in with our super glue. We're going to use our extra piece of foam to smooth it out, just like that. Very cool. All right, now what we're going to do, we have our dust mask on. We're going to get our Dremel out and we're going to start rounding this barrel off. We don't want it to be square, we want it to be round. It started with square edges like this. Now we started rounding these two off where we're going to meet it right in the middle. So we're going to round the whole barrel off. All right, there we go. Look at that. We rounded it off. Beautiful. Now we're just going to round this part off. And then the whole barrel will have a smooth, round edge. Wow, look at that. That is so cool. It is going to be a rounded barrel. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the bandsaw and we're going to cut this end off and this end off. So we have a nice flat edge. All right, look at that. That is cool. We rounded off all the corners. Now we're going to come in with this and we're going to put it right there in the middle, just like that. Very nice. Let's get some of this little frayed edge off of here all the way around. Seal this with the heat gun. Okay, there we go. That is beautiful. Wow. Started off with square edges, we rounded it, and now it is beautiful. And what we're going to do now is we're going to come in. We made our marks here on our foam dowel. We're going to cut that off, attach this to here. Next. All right, there we go. Now this is going to attach right to the back of this piece like so. And then we're going to wrap strips around this. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. That looks pretty darn good. Now we're going to wrap strips around here. All right, we're going to bring our strips in that we marked out. All right, there we go. Now this is going to wrap right around the barrel like this. Let's spin this around. Okay, there we go. We've got everything cemented. And get a second one down here real close to the other one like that. We're going to keep an even space all the way around as we roll it. There we go. See that? Very nice. There we go. Check that out. Pretty nice. Very cool. Now this will attach right on here. So give it a couple minutes and then this is our last piece. All right, time to stick. We're going to line up right inside of our Sharpie mark, just like that. All right, there we go. Dig it. There's our Captain Scarlet's pistol completed. All right, now that looks pretty darn good, but I'm not super happy with these strips around here because they're not laid down straight, and when you spin the barrel around they look a little bit crooked. Most people wouldn't mind that, but look at that. I'm not having this. This is not working out. So I'm gonna patch it. So what I did was this, is I took a piece of foam and we're gonna wrap it around it so it's nice and uniform, and the way we're gonna keep the lines uniform is we're gonna come in with our wood burner. And we're going to come in with a ruler and we're going to do just like this. We're going to come in, we're going to start and roll right through like that. Just keep it going, don't slow down, don't speed up, keep it consistent, and it goes right through like that. Look at that. Now that's consistent. We're going to come in here again. We're going to go right through like that. Don't slow down, don't speed up. All right, now when we wrap this around here, that is gonna look much nicer, much nicer. Look at that, wow. Should have done that in the first place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to measure there. We're gonna cut it, knock it off just like that. It's a nice straight edge. Let's go ahead and get a tiny little strip off of there. There we go. All right, now look at that. We've got a nice straight edge on both ends. Look at that, that's uniform. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're gonna give that a couple minutes. Then we're gonna attach it and it's gonna look sweet and uniform. No sloppiness. All right, here we go. That. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. Now we're gonna come down in here. We're gonna line up just like that. Now look at that, that's perfect because we used the metal edge and we did a straight line. Remember that? Burn straight through, so all the lines are perfectly symmetrical, the same width, everything is lined up, very parallel. Now we're talking. Bam! There you go. That's how easy it was. So you saw what we were talking about earlier. That looks simple, but you have to build it in the right order so that when it all goes together, it looks like it's one piece with all these cool beveled edges and recesses and things around it. But totally cool, man. I love this thing. So that concludes making an EVA foam Captain Scarlet Pistol Part 1. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.